Hello, good people. It's Njeri again, and I am back with a bonus video. This is just a continuation of the basic tasks that you can perform in Excel if you're a beginner. Okay, yeah. So let's kick off without wasting much time because I want to take you step by step on the things that you can do as a beginner in Excel. Okay, so as a beginner, there are a few basic tasks that you can perform. Okay, and number one is creating a new spreadsheet. Okay, number one basic task that you can perform as a beginner in Excel is creating a new spreadsheet. So you can create a new Excel spreadsheet by opening Microsoft Office, as you can see what I have shared, and Excel and selecting new workbook. So in this screen, you go and select new workbook. You can also choose to press Control plus N on your keyboard. It will do the same thing. I'll put the the keyboard, you know, the what you can do on the keyboard on the screen. So that is the first thing you can do in Excel. Right now, what we have just done is creating a new spreadsheet, and our new spreadsheet is called Book One. Okay, so that means it is the name that Excel has already given it. So because as we have not named it yet, right? Yeah, so now we head on to number two. So the number two task that you can perform in Excel as a beginner is entering data. As we said in the previous video, the main aim of Excel is usually like entering data recording, as well as also data analysis, both complex and simple data analysis. So the second step is entering data. And to enter data into your spreadsheet, not the one we have already created, you need to simply click on the cell where you want to enter the data and start typing. So like our first cell here is A1, okay? And if you want to enter data, maybe let's say numbers, our data is in form of numbers. Let's say 23, we just type 23 inside this cell, okay? Our cell A1. So to enter data into a spreadsheet, remember you simply click on the cell where you want to enter number. If you want to enter data in this cell, in the cell where I've clicked, we can also choose another one and maybe we enter 3. That is our data. So that is how you enter data in the spreadsheet. You can also use the arrow keys to move around the spreadsheet. So you can use the arrow key to move to the next cell. So like right now I am using the arrow key that is pointing down. So it's taking me down. If I use the one pointing right, it will move me to the cell on the right. If I click on the arrow pointing up, I will be taken to the cell that is on top of the one I am on currently. If I click the left button, I'll be taken to the cell on the left. The third thing that you can do in Excel is formatting cells. So that thing is called formatting cells. And how do you go about formatting your cells? Uh, Formatting entails changing the font size as well as the font color and other formatting options for cells in your spreadsheets. So this is the area where you can choose the options for the formatting of your cells that you want. So if I click this cell here, or maybe let's just use the ones that we have here, and I want to format its color, I can say I want my cell to be blue, and I'll click there and my cell will turn blue. And if I don't want it to be blue and to be colorless, I'll click the first, and it no sorry for that, I can Yeah, if I want it to be clear, I can click the first uh, the first color there, it's white. But if I don't want to have any fill on my cells, I just click no fill. So our spreadsheet is set to no fill unless you choose to fill your cells with the color of your choice. And then um, so to have explained how to format your cell by adding color or changing the color of your cell by selecting the cell you want to format and then click on the home tab. In the ribbon, from there you can choose different formatting options such as font size and also the color. So we are already in our home. As you can see, we are already under the home tab, and this is where you can find all the formatting you want. Okay, yeah. So we from there we head on to our number 4 task that you can perform in Excel as a beginner, and number 4 task is adding formula. Okay, so how do you add formulas? First, formulas are used to perform calculations in Excel, right? So to add a formula, you need to click on the cell where you want the results to appear, and you start typing the formula. So for example, we can continue adding data to the cells here. So maybe we can have 34 and 56 and 72 and 13 and 29 and 83 and 61, right? So that is our data, and we need the sum of this data. So an example of the function that we can use is the average function, or if you want the sum, we can use the auto sum function, right? So we click on the cell below this one, and then we type the equal sign. So you type the equal sign and then type the word sum. When you can see, as you type the word sum, even before you complete typing the word, you have options. You click on the sum options, and it brings you that, and then you can highlight the data you want summed. Okay, and then you close the bracket and put the enter sign, and that is the sum of your data. We can do the same for averaging. You put the equal sign, and then you do averaging. Just type AV, and then you'll have options. And because we don't want the first option, we want the average. You double click on the average, it will complete the name, and then you highlight the data you want averaged, and then you close your bracket and press enter, and you'll have the average. So the sum of our data is 371, while the average of our data is 47.375. Are we together? I hope you have learned something from our number 4 task that you can perform in Excel as a beginner. So from there, we can move on to number 5 task that you can perform as a beginner in Excel, and that is creating charts. If you have observed, we are going step by step, right? We started with opening a spreadsheet, or rather creating a new spreadsheet. After that, we entered our data, and then after that, we have learned about formatting cells, where you can change the color of your cell, or you can also change the size of your cell. After that, we have looked at how to add formulas, because if you need to do analysis, you'll need to use some formulas to do your data analysis. After knowing how to use our formulas, we will now go to creating charts. Okay. Higher. So, to create charts, we first have to know what charts are used for. And we know that charts are used to display data visually in Excel. Okay. And to create a chart, you need to select the data that you want to include in the chart, and like we'll still stick to our data, and then click on the insert tab in the ribbon. So I think we need to add another column of data, and then we can use it to create a chart, right? Yeah, so I think I'll also add you another before we do. Oh, I'll explain later. So let's just um, insert a column there, and then maybe say give this allocate maybe days or months. So let's see, we have 8, so we can give it days of the week, maybe Monday, then scroll down. Yeah, so if we want to have a chart, you will select the data you want, right? So we have Monday, we had this number of, Tuesday, we have this number, can be anything. We can add here maybe a row, and when we add a row, we can say this day, and maybe tomatoes sold. Yeah, the number of tomatoes we sold on those days, right? Yeah, and then we can have this is the sum for the 8 days, and this is the average for the 8 days. Are we making progress? Yes, this is just an example. So we want to have a chart, so we select our data, right? And then uh, you can, oh, sorry, let's see if we can insert from there. No, but when after we select there, we come here next to the home tab, there is the insert tab. Click what is it, left click on the insert, and then here are the charts, as you can see. So you choose which chart you want. Okay, you can also click on the right, the bottom right, it's called the bottom right arrow, so that you can see all the charts, and maybe we can choose this one. Okay, and with this we can select, we say okay, that is what we want, and there we have our charts, right? So we have Monday, Wednesday, and we can also maybe play around, like maybe with the title, and call it tomatoes sold. Yeah, so we have tomatoes sold on Monday, we had 23, and then on Tuesday we had, yeah, and you can choose from different types of charts. You can choose the line, this is a linear, you can choose the bars, yeah, from the charts. I hope we are clear up to that point and that you're following, right? Yeah, so that is, I just taught you about the number 5 task that you can perform in Excel as a beginner. And from there we head on to number 6. So number 6 is saving your spreadsheet, because it's not good to leave your work unsaved, right? Yeah, things can happen, and chances of losing your work when left not saved are higher than when you have saved your work. All right. So after we have had our data, we have, in fact, right now we have done like a whole analysis, right? Because we want to see how we are performing. We see like on Thursday we did the most. Not the on Thursday, on Sunday is when we had the highest sale. Okay, yeah, followed by Thursday, and we had the lowest on Friday. So we can have like a trend of how we are our tomato sale is doing, and we see like on Thursday and on Sunday we are making a lot of sales. Maybe those are market days or something, and it can help us decide on, make some decisions regarding our tomato business. Okay. Yeah, so I want to show you now how, after you have done your work, you've put your data, you have analyzed it using functions, you have created a chart for it to display the progress of your business. Now we want to save our work. So to save your spreadsheet, you need to click on the file. Here is the file tab in the ribbon, and then select Save As. Okay, you click there and select Save As, and then choose a location to save the file and give it a name, right? So you can either, because here you can browse, so you can browse and then choose where you want to save it, and then give it a name, and yeah, save it. So that's it for the day, and I hope that you have enjoyed the video and that you have learned the basic things that you can do using Excel as a beginner. So that was just a bonus video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be about how to create a new workbook in Excel. Okay, yeah, so thank you very much for following, for listening, and for learning and unlearning with me, right? So bye bye till next time. Ciao.